Welcome back for part 2 of throwing the lucky crankbait down here in the spillway. Back here catching some more largemouth on this crankbait I found last year fishing off the dam. And it's proven to be an effective lure down here. These fish are eating it pretty good. It's definitely doing its job imitating these shad down here. These fish are just gorging on these 3 to 4 inch shad down here, and they are getting fat. So I'm hooked up again, got a pretty nice bass on here. This one is, I think, going to be one of the better ones I catch on this day. Probably 3 pounds or a little better. There's some guys fishing down the canal a little ways from me, so I'm kind of trying to be a little bit sneaky on not showing them these fish I catch. That's a pretty nice one. Good 3 to 3.5 pounder. And I'm just consistently hooking up here. Just one bass after another. So I'm hooked up with another fish here, but this one is not a bass. Got a big drum on. Well, not a real big drum, but a pretty good sized drum on here. Got me a little excited there for a minute. Thought I had a good bass or walleye on. But I could see pretty soon it was a drum. Freshwater drum on the crankbait. They're down here eating these shad too, so it was bound to happen. Pick this drum up here so you can get a better look at it. It's a pretty good sized one. But back it goes. I'll try and catch some more bass. So I came back out here another day just before dark to try out the crankbait some more, and hooked up with a good fish here. Unfortunately, the sun is right in our face here, so this video's a little bright, but got another decent bass on the crankbait. And I also did some buzzbait fishing both of these days, but I'm going to break that into another video. And so be on the lookout for that. More buzzbait bass action. But get this one unhooked here. Another nice fat chunk. And there goes that one. So we move on down the canal here, and this fish was fighting hard. Thought this was going to be a real nice largemouth here. And to my surprise, that is not what I have hooked. Get it up here, and it's a really nice white bass. I also had 2 fish on at one time on this evening. I was reeling in a small drum, so I wasn't running the camera. And I got it right in front of me. And about a 3.5, 4 pound bass come out of nowhere, and it tried to steal the bait from it. And I had them both hooked. And they're just going crazy there right in front of me. And I'm trying to figure out if I should try and land them or try and get the camera on. But before I could do anything, the bass got off and I was left with the little drum. So unfortunately, I didn't get that on camera. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.